Hi everybody, this is Brenda with Feel Better with Brenda, and this year I wanted to address inflammation that I feel in my body, and so I'm taking a new approach and trying some new things, and I wanted to share with you what I'm doing in case this is something that might be helpful to you. So as you know, I am a big proponent of broad spectrum micronutrients and have been helped tremendously by them, and through the company that I get my supplements from, I met a woman who has introduced me to some new research and a new approach for addressing Candida overgrowth. Now, this might be something new to you. I hadn't heard about this. I mean, I'd heard about Candida because I've had yeast infections before, and that's the kind of yeast that women deal with when they have yeast infections. And what I learned really resonated with me in some important ways, especially when I looked at the health of family members of mine, in particular a brother of mine who died about 15 years ago. There were so many things that lead me to believe that this was a significant part of his health situation. And as I've gotten older, I'm starting to, like I said, feel some inflammation, and I'm frustrated with some of the treatments that I'm doing on other things. And so I wanted to see if this was something that could help me address a variety of these issues. So I'm not going to tell you a lot about the Candida overgrowth. I will certainly recommend where you can find out more about it. But just really briefly, when Candida exists in our body, it starts in our stomach, and as we take antibiotics and we don't take probiotics basically to keep our good bacteria in our digestive system, this Candida, it's very aggressive, and it likes to kind of take over all the empty space that we get when we use antibiotics. And a lot of our Western diet actually includes ingredients that feed Candida. For example, malt. Malt is a big one. Malt is used to do fermentation so we can make beer. And if you look at the ingredients on a lot of the products that we buy as part of our regular diet, you'll see that there is malt in it. Maltodextrin. Anyway, it's quite pervasive, and as I've been frustrated with some of my own health issues, I thought that this might be a good approach for me. My friend is having amazing results, and just to let you know, she was diagnosed with schizophrenia when she was 17, and she has spent the last year working through Candida overgrowth, and she's medication free, and she's doing better than ever. And it's absolutely amazing, and she's lost weight, and there's been so many wonderful advantages to what she's doing. So I have been researching about Candida using a couple of tools. One is a book by Dr. Bruce Seamon, S-E-M-O-N, called An Extraordinary Power to Heal. And I've also been reading from information from a doctor in San Diego who uses this approach to treat his patients. His name is Dr. John Humiston, and his website, where you can read a lot about this, is CandidaMD.com. So I've been doing research in the science and the connections that we see in our bodies with Candida overgrowth are pretty staggering, actually. And I know a lot of people think I'm crazy. I've kind of turned into my mom with the diagnosis of the month or the vitamin of the month or whatever. But I want to feel better than I do. I want to get rid of some medications that I'm on. And I think this might be the path for me. So I ordered the Candida Protocol Treatment Kit from Dr. Humiston. He takes a slightly different approach than Dr. Bruce Seamon, and so I wanted to try this and see what it's all about. So I wanted to show you really quickly what comes in this kit, kind of an unboxing. So when I ordered the kit, it came in this box right here, and you'll see it has a label on it that says, refrigerate when you open it. And that's because inside there are a number of things, but inside is a little cooler. It's really cute. It doesn't hold a lot, but and it also says to refrigerate on arrival. But in this box, in this big box, there's lots of bottles of herbal supplements, and the ones that come in the cooler, they actually have to be refrigerated, okay? It's this supplement right here called New Flora. This is a probiotic, and it needs to be refrigerated. So that's one of the first things that you'll take out of this box. Then inside, you will find a number of bottles. And even though a lot of these, if you were to buy them online, don't cost that much individually, by the time you get the whole supply together, you've got a pretty good amount of stuff here. So you get 2 bottles of this thing, and it's labeled up here, so because there's 3 steps to this protocol, and so these labels help you know what to take during which step you're on. And this one is called Candida Liver Care. This is step 1. For step 2, you take a couple of different supplements. Sorry, let me go back to that. With step 1, you use the Candida Liver Care and the New Flora, and he tells you how much to take because he gives you instructions, but these are the 2 things that you'll take for step 1. For step 2, you're going to take a couple of different supplements. One is Candida Formula number 1, and then there's Candida Formula number 2. These supplements actually work to kill the Candida that has overgrown in your system. So this will be really interesting. You don't follow the dosing instructions that are on the labels. The doctor gives you the instructions that you need. So anyway, you get a few bottles of things for step 2. For step 3, you get FNG Care and a blood toner. Again, they're labeled for step 3. I'm not to this part yet. And then there are, for the maintenance, so this is after you've gone through the 3 steps and just to keep things in check, you have another bottle of the Candida Liver Care that you took in step 1, the FNG Care, and the blood toner. So there's all of these bottles of supplements that you're going to be taking. For most people, it's a 6 to 8 week treatment. You also get some really helpful information, and pulling this all out. You get a pamphlet that tells you a little bit about Candida. I imagine this is probably something he has in his office that he gives out to people. There is a couple of CDs that you can listen to. This is where Dr. Humiston explains the program, the protocol, and he also gives a lot of good educational information about Candida overgrowth and how we see it manifest in our health. So he gives you the explanation of how we get it, tells you a little bit about some of the health problems that we often see, and then he also gives you instructions for how to go about the protocol to take care of it. The information on here is also contained in this booklet. In this booklet, he has a variety of things. Like I said, it's mostly the same information that's on the CD. It has the anti-candida instructions. I'm just reading kind of the table of contents here. He has a note to people who are taking medications, the anti-candida diet guide, Candida survey. And that's a survey of symptoms. He lists a lot of the symptoms that people with Candida overgrowth have, and if you've got, a few of them or more, or have experienced those, then the chances are good that you may have Candida overgrowth. He also includes a shopping list for Trader Joe's and Costco, and then instructions for a liver and gallbladder flush that he uses. The list for Trader Joe's and Costco is because the diet that goes along with these supplements is pretty restrictive while you're doing this program, and so there's lists of food that you will probably never eat again. You shouldn't eat again. There's two, list A and list B, and let me see if I can find those and show them to you. Okay, so, and there's a Facebook group where a lot of this information is shared. But, so there's list A foods, which are things that are really good at feeding Candida. And then there's list B foods that also do it, but to a lesser extent. And the foods are listed in the order of bad, I guess. So the items in list A are the worst. In list B, they're bad, and they go to not quite so bad. And so these are foods that you need to avoid, and ingredients that you need to avoid while you are trying to take care of this Candida. Now, the good news is that while this is quite restrictive, and because I am diabetic, it's even more so. Once you're finished with the protocol, you can slowly add in foods from the bottom of list B, so you can see what you tolerate. If it's something that you don't tolerate, your original symptoms will return. What's good about this diet is that as I was reviewing it before I started this program, I noticed that this is very similar to the Smart Blood Sugar program that I use. It's actually a little bit more restrictive because they are reducing your exposure to mold, which is also a problem with Candida, and they're also excluding ingredients that could kill off good bacteria in your gut, such as vinegar and anything fermented. So I know that the Smart Blood Sugar diet worked for me for reducing my blood sugar. This I'm hoping, I'm actually already seeing some results. I want it to reduce inflammation that I can just feel in my body, and the diet, like I said, is very similar. So I know that following this diet will be good for my blood sugar as well. So anyway, like I said, this is a lot of the same information here. I'm really glad I have both, though, because there's more detail in this, and this is something that I can quick reference. Like if I have a question about, is this on list A or list B, or how do I know when I'm ready to move on to the next step, things like that. So those are actually really useful. And then there is this Candida food guide that comes with it. And I haven't been through this a whole lot. It reviews the foods that you need to avoid. I think it also has substitutions. So like if you want to eat a lot of the things that you've had before, but there are some ingredients in it that you can't use, such as soy sauce or vinegar or something, there are some substitutes that they definitely recommend. They have like a 3-day menu chart. And what I really appreciated about this is when I first had heard about the diet and saw all the restrictions, I kind of thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can be that disciplined. And I'll tell you, it's hard. But when I saw the things that I could eat, I felt a little bit better about, okay, I've done this sort of thing before. I can do it again because I want to feel better more than I want to eat that cookie. Or I want to feel better more than I want that piece of bread. They've got, shopping lists, and then they have some recipes. Now, I haven't tried any of these recipes yet. I'm still pretty new to the program. I mostly have just been working off of substitutions because I don't know that my whole family, in fact, I know my children probably don't want to eat the same way I'm having to eat right now. even though it would be good for them. There's just a lot of things that I don't think they'd be willing to give up just yet, but the information has been really helpful. And so I've got a couple other tools that I'm using with this. One of them is a product called Q Prime. This is a supplement, an herbal supplement that helps to rebuild the glycocalyx, or it's the lining of your blood vessels, and it's especially effective in the capillaries. And so I'm taking this as a means of helping helping my body kind of repair damage that has happened in my blood vessels. Anybody who's diabetic, you probably know this. I mean, I hope it's general knowledge, but when you have high blood sugar, it takes a toll on your veins, on your vascular system, and part of the inflammation that I feel, I believe, has to do a lot with my microvascular system. So this actually is good for anybody. I have seen my blood pressure come down with this product. My husband has started taking it. We're hoping to see a reduction in his blood pressure. It enables blood to get to the body more efficiently, so you don't get as tired as often when you are exerting yourself. So this is another supplement that I'm taking with this protocol. And then I have really liked eMeals, menu planning application that you can get online. And I like their low carb diet because that's what I need. I can use this as substitutions to make pretty much anything on here, with the exclusion of items that include fruit other than like lemons and limes. Lemon is something that you use as a substitute for vinegar and things like that. So I pretty much use this because menu planning stresses me out, and it gives me just simple instructions. It gives me a shopping list. The service, this is a shopping list. It tells you, it breaks it down by group and which meal you need. It even has a link to like ClickList or one of those shopping apps where the store will do the shopping for you and either deliver it or you can go and pick it up. My sister's using this and loves it. So those are the tools that I'm using. I have been on step 1 for about 10 days, which is longer than you have to go, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm good and ready to move on to the next step. And I want to tell you really quickly what I'm seeing. Part of what helped me make the decision to go ahead and try this is that my endocrinologist, I've had trouble controlling my blood sugars, and my endocrinologist gave me a third medication. One of the things that can happen is that because it's helping your body get rid of sugar in the bloodstream, it can cause a yeast infection. And I have had those before, and they make me crazy. They make me batty. And my primary care physician was on vacation. I tried this medication one day and got a yeast infection, and that was kind of my tipping point, that I don't want to deal with side effects anymore. I want to see if I can get to the root of what's causing all of these problems. And so I had been using over-the-counter products and ionized water and a wonderful private paste. If you see my videos, you've seen me talk about that before. That can help with all of that, but it wasn't gone. The infection was not gone. And within 24 hours of starting this, and it includes taking the supplements and modifying my diet, it was gone. And I was so relieved, because those are just inconvenient beyond belief and irritating. So that was one of the first things I've noticed. I've noticed that the stiffness in my hands and my feet has decreased. So that is really helpful. my blood sugars have come down quite a bit because I'm eating the way I should have been anyway, but wasn't because I was naughty. I am not going to the restroom so much at night, so I'm getting more uninterrupted sleep, and that's always a good thing. They caution you that when you start taking these, because your body is kind of detoxing itself, you may feel a little bit of discomfort in some of your organs, and I am experiencing some of that. There has been a little bit of moodiness. Again, that is something, that's a reaction, not a side effect, but just the way your body naturally responds when it's going through some cleansing and things like that. So, and I am down about 6 or 7 pounds without trying, without exercise. Well, not without trying, because I've definitely been trying, and following the diet has been hard. I will tell you though that one of the things that comes with this treatment is they say that your cravings for a lot of foods that most people crave, like chocolate, like, you know, for me it's like breads and cookies and sweets and things like that. They say that your cravings go away, and I've started noticing that some foods that I know I love, they don't taste as good as they used to. And again, I've pretty much finished step 1. I'm moving on to step 2. So I'm kind of surprised that I'm seeing that already. Do I still want the candy? Do I still want the cookies? Yeah, because my mouth and my brain is programmed to tell me, oh, these taste good. And they do taste good. I mean, really, who doesn't like sweets? I am missing some sweets. But more than the sweets, I want to feel better, and I want to address some of these other problems. So I am encouraged about how this is going. I wanted to show you what is in this pack in case you decide to order it for yourself. And if you are interested in learning more about it, you don't want to jump on it yet, I will put a link for a Facebook group of people that are doing this program, and you can ask questions there. They'll be honest, and I like it for the support. I like it for the support, and this is something that I want bad enough that I'm willing to get a support system in place so I can be more successful. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been interesting for you. I look in the description for links to information where you can find out more about Candida, and if you'd like to join me on this journey, let me know. I don't make anything off of this, but I am eager to help people, and I think this is a really important health protocol that a lot of us, including physicians, a lot of them are not even aware of it. If this is something you found valuable, give me some emojis or leave a comment below, and best wishes to you in your health journey. Make it a great day.